So we have here all the supplies that you have inside your package for this specific project of the heart with the Through My Window. We are going to embellish this heart. Is a wood surface, and we already have painted the first coat of white just to help, so we can put the tape and we can help you create these stripes. So this is after we paint how it is going to look like. We're going to embellish. We're going to use the white space as a writing space. So you have a Sharpie, and with that Sharpie we want you to select some affirmations, prayers or mantras, and write them on that heart. On our online content, we are giving you some prompts and ideas. We're going to paint the edge of that heart with the green color that we have included in your package. So you have here the paint, you have black, you have white, and you have the green. You have two brushes. We also obviously have added the bling that we are adding here and there. And also we are going to create a simple mini journal. So this is paper that we have pre-treated for you, and it's going to end up looking like this. And inside this journal, you can write or create anything you want. Obviously, you can add more pages, and I will show you how to create a few more pages if you want. Just something pretty simple, personal, but I think it's beautiful. A beautiful way to spend some time, to create some relaxing time. We are going to add to the back of the frame, we're going to add a stencil. So we're going to learn that technique, and you have received the stencil with the transfer tape. So we'll show you how to do that. And then you have one of these tools, and this is going to help you for your stencil. So this is all your package. Let's begin. About your coloring cards. In the front of those coloring cards, we find messages from other cancer patients. And then in the back, we find the actual designs. For these coloring cards, we have selected a basic palette. So you probably receive 5 or 6 markers. And then if you want to, when you're done, take a picture and post it on your social media and hashtag Feel Beautiful Today. So that's one of the projects that I would love for you to work on. We're also going to create a mini journal. And for that mini journal, you have some of the supplies. You have a beautiful ribbon. You have the bag that has a wax seal. And then you have some handmade paper that we have included for you. But I'm going to show you how to antique normal printing paper and then add more pages to your journal. In your journal, of course, we want you to use it as a space for you to meditate, to process, and maybe to transform a few of the feelings that this journey is bringing to you. Let's concentrate now on the heart project. So you have something that looks like this right now. And I'm going to show you. The intention is that you will paint black. So we already painted white, the first coat. You don't have to do anything with the white on that side. What I want you to do is paint black. Okay, so we're going to paint black on those spaces right here, because when it's dry and you peel off that tape, then you're going to have the white and black stripes. So let's begin with that. And also we're going to paint the bag with the white. That's the first 2 steps that we're going to do. We have 2 brushes and we have 3 containers with paint. We have white, we have black, and we have the green that will go on the side. So if you want, let's do the stripes first. We'll let it dry. Then we'll work a little bit on our mini journal, just to give enough space for drying. So let's open your black paint. This is non-toxic acrylic water-based paint. Okay, there we go. We're going to grab one of the brushes, and obviously you can use the surface to protect your desk or table, or if you're sitting in an infusion room. So we're just going to grab paint and have fun. Let's try to avoid getting any paint on the edges, because we want that to be clean so we can paint the green color. Okay, so just enjoy the paint. And we're here doing the last part of the heart on those stripes. And I'm trying to be very careful with my edges. This is acrylic paint and it will dry pretty fast. So once it's dry, then we can paint the back, which will be white. I'm going to just check all my places, make sure that all the wood is covered. And see how I try to leave my paint flat, so there's no texture on my application of paint. Okay, see how you have plenty of paint left for maybe another project that you like to work on with the black. And then I would love for you to clean your brush so you can reuse it. So just water will be great. Just make sure all the black comes out. Okay, so after a few minutes, you can see how the black is dry, and I'm not going to remove my tape yet. I'm going to leave it, and I'm going to go ahead and paint white on this side. So you have your white paint, and then you have your brush. I already washed my first brush, and I want to make sure that you test it and make sure all the black came off the brush. But let's use the second brush and let's use the white paint on the wood. So pretty simple. We're just going to paint white. What's the intention? We already have created this. You'll see once you remove the tape, that's where you're going to have white and black stripes. But we are going to create these. We're going to paint white so we can then have this dry and attach our stencil and the little gold dots. The last part we'll do is painting the green once both sides are totally dry. Okay, so let's have some fun. Let's put some music on. Let's just give a break to your mind and let's have fun. Okay, so I have done 2 coats of the back of the heart, so I just have to let it dry and then it will be ready for the next step. Okay, so while that dries, I'm going to show you an idea of, we have included several pieces of paper. So you have 3 pieces of paper that are in a kind of like an antique look, very beautiful. But I wanted to give you an option. In the case that you want this mini journal to be a little bit larger, then if you have regular printing paper, I'm going to show you a few basic techniques on how you can add more pages that also look like old or antique. So basically we're going to cut paper that is the same size. So as you can see, pretty much is half of your page. One way that you can do it, and I feel is one way that gives me a nice edge, is just to cut it, make sure that it is straight. Okay. And then just give it a nice press on both sides. Again, this is just printing paper. And I'm just going to cut it this way. So see, I have one more page. If you want, you can also cut it a little bit here. And again, done by hand is much better than scissors because it gives like a nice edge finish. So see how I'm dressed. Now, there are a few options how you can stain paper. So I'm going to cut this the same size. So I have to cut it a little bit here. And again, if it is uneven, if it has that edge, well, that is even better. I think I need to cut a little bit of the length also. I'm almost done. I'm going to show you how you get to add more pages to your mini journal. Okay. Perfect. So we have 2 pages that we can add. And now we're going to wrinkle that paper and open it up. Okay. Same thing for the other one. Just like you turn it away, but you okay. And then I'm going to give you 3 options. You can add coffee to your paper. you can add tea. And the tea can be black tea, or it can be a red tea, like a raspberry tea or something like that. Obviously, yes, you can also use wine, but I normally do it with any type of teas or with the coffee. So you'll see in a minute. Once you kind of like paint over that natural stain color, you let it dry flat on a white, on a paper towel, and then in 24 hours you can use it. So it will be just one more piece of paper that you can add to your mini journal. But we'll go back to that after we stain the paper. Okay, back to our heart. So as you can see, it's dry and it's dry here. So what we are going to do is we are going to remove the tape, and then we are going to paint the edge with the green color that we provided for you. So just again, we painted the white, we painted the black stripes, and we're ready to remove that tape. Looks much beautiful when we remove that tape, huh? There you go. There's one. I love this part, especially when it works great. And it's perfect. Got the second stripe. And there we go. Voila. We got it. Okay, so see, looks just like my example here. We're going to, after we paint the edge, then we're going to attach the bling that you have inside your little bag. But let's do the green. Okay, so I'm going to have, again, I have clean with water, and I have no paint left on that brush. So you're going to grab, for this I will say just take your time, okay, because we don't want any green on this side or the white side. So just take your time and paint green. This brush helps because it's very small and it's a flat brush, so this will help. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to stain that paper. Remember that printed paper that we wrinkled, and now what? How can we stain that paper? So there are many different ways how you can do it, and I like to do it in a natural way. So I have instant coffee, any type of instant coffee, but it has to be instant, okay? And then I have water. I have water right here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit of that coffee into coffee, and I'm going to add coffee to that water, okay? So here's what I do. I normally, so you're going to blend that. And you can actually create different shades of that brown. It's the same technique that we use for our boxes of love, which are very significant, meaningful, and really the brands feel beautiful today. But you can see here, you can have it a lighter or a darker shade of that coffee. I hope you like the smell of coffee. I am from Colombia, so coffee is part of our life, even though I don't drink coffee. So here's what we're going to do. If you put a paper towel underneath, okay, and you get a brush, and then you brush that coffee on your paper, it will stain that piece of paper, okay? You can actually again play with how dark or light you want that, but it's a wonderful way to add some beautiful soft color to your paper. Okay, see that a little bit of water goes a long way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour a little bit of this coffee in another container, and this is how you can create different shades of that color. Let's get another one that is darker. So I'm blending, and you'll see you can also get lighter if you use more water and less coffee, but see how a little bit goes a long way. Like when we do tinting here at the studio, we set all the tables with the paper that we're going to tint. Let's use this brush. Okay, so see the difference in the shades of the coffee? So it depends on what you want. They dry a little bit lighter, okay? So just know that if you use a very soft tint of the coffee, it will be very pale. So actually this color will dry, and I'll show you when it's dry, and it will be a little bit lighter than what you see, just like with watercolors. You apply the color knowing that that color will get lighter. And see how the wrinkles that I have created on the paper also help me. So there's a concentration of more coffee on certain areas. So I can have it very soft and almost an even coat of that. Or I can have it a lot darker. And I can even go darker, yeah. So again, the key here is playing with that. And let it dry. I use this technique so much for so many things. I just love how organic, how simple, how beautiful, how soft. And I use it in many of my designs. Because I guess I love monochromatics, and I think they're so elegant. Okay, so those are two good examples. So you have one that is pretty soft and pretty even, and then we have this one, the application, we have done it in a darker value. Let's go to the tea. Okay, I have water here and I have tea. This is passion tea. What I want is the color, and this is like a red color. So I'm going to put my bag with the tea right there. And obviously I want it dark, so I use a little bit of water and an entire bag of tea. Again, this one is like a red color. I don't know if you can see it there. See that? Actually smells so good. Okay, so I'm going to let it sit for a little while. And then I'm going to do my application to another piece of paper. I'm going to grab paper towel, put it underneath my paper. Okay, and then let's go with that. Now this brush is dirty with coffee, so I want to grab another one. I'm going to grab this one. This one is a watercolor brush. See that? This is a beautiful red soft color, and this is tea. So in one of the programs where I teach how to do alteration of books, you'll see how I try to use a lot of things around me. Again, the key with this is let it dry and see the results. So what happens if you put less water in the whole bag of tea? It will be maybe a darker shade of that red. You can leave whites if that's something that you like. You can create little spaces where the color concentrates a little bit more. You can really play with it. Now let's do one more. Okay, we're going to do one more. So for these, I'm going to try something. I'm going to try bringing my whole bag, because it's going to give me a darker color. So it's like I'm playing with it. Let's see, it gives me a darker concentration of that color. Again, this will dry a lot lighter. And then you can, after it's dry, obviously we can go through different options. Maybe you can add a metallic wash, or you can combine them. Now this is dark. Let's see how it dries to make sure that it's a surface that is going to be something we can use. But anyway, that is with tea. Okay, that's tea. That's the passion tea. This is coffee. So you can also do it when if you use avocado, when you peel the avocado, that you can put in water, boil it a little bit, and that will give you also an option to stain different items like paper. Okay, well, let's have fun and let's wait for this to dry.